The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos with another big weekend of stakes trials racing action. The best fillies in the nation will race in the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Oaks on Saturday night. Kindergarten winner, Double Down 1-2-3 stakes winner Asher, and graded stakes finalists Check-In Cartel and Southern Divine will be in action. On Sunday night, top sophomores will be in the trials to the Grade 2 El Primero del Año Derby. Trial hopefuls include Grade 1 Edbert Million winner Political Rivalry and Wild West winner 5 Bar Supreme. The horses with the 10 fastest times for each race will advance to the finals on March 24th and 25th. And as always, Los Alamitos will feature night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours, and the $10,000 pick six promo on Sundays if there's not a carryover. Enjoy the best of daytime simulcast racing at Los Alamitos. For Vessels Club reservations, call 714-820-2681. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jonathan Hardoon Show. He was such a star here yesterday. We can rename the show after him, that's for sure. He gave us a couple of really nice, good winners yesterday on the show. And we welcome him always to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We welcome you as well if you're listening or watching us on many different platforms. But the one that we want you to really get to enjoy is the show that our streaming that comes from the South Point Studios. We're here at the South Point Studios. You go to YouTube, you hit South Point Studios, and you get to see us and hear us on the Race Day Show right here from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada at the South Point Hotel Casino complex here on the Strip. So just make sure if you haven't joined us yet to do it. Just go to YouTube, hit South Point Studio. You get right to us, and you'll see us and hear us. And when you're coming for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe. It is free. There's nothing but more. Just hit subscribe, and you're all set and ready to go. It is all free to you. So welcome, everybody watching and listening to us on the South Point Studio YouTube streaming, as well as all of the folks here in Las Vegas that listen to us on the radio as they're moving around town in the morning. And that, of course, is at our anchor radio station here in Las Vegas, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM as well. And, of course, all of the websites that we have, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. We stream on all of them, the shows every day. And, of course, if you have your app for your device, your iPhone, your Android, that is the KSAP app. You can also hear us on your devices and certainly wherever you get your podcasting. So however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show for this Friday as we ramp up into the weekend this weekend. Of course, as you know, we're looking ahead to the Kentucky Derby on the first Saturday in May. And by the way, want to let all you out there know right now that we will be having our annual Kentucky Derby seminar on the Friday before the Kentucky Derby, right after the Kentucky Oaks card on that Friday, which is the first Friday in May. So if you're making your plans, do it now. I know they have specials here at the South Point for that Kentucky Derby weekend. Just tell them you're coming here for the Kentucky Derby. You get a special for the entire weekend here. We'll be out here Friday, of course, watching and playing the races for the Kentucky Oaks. And then, of course, Saturday in the big ballroom where they had the Super Bowl presentation at. We'll be there with the big screen TVs, and big banquet tables, and food prices, the food deals that you have there. Plenty of betting windows, and, of course, a bar as well if you want to have a libation or two throughout the day enjoying the Kentucky Derby. The 150th Kentucky Derby, by the way. It's a special derby this year. All of that's happening right here at the South Point. You can join me. Jonathan Hardoon will be here in person. John Lenda will be here. And we're going to have another special guest for the seminar. I can't tell you right now, but we're going to have another special guest for the seminar. Now, that seminar happens on the Friday night, right after the Kentucky Oaks racing day is over at Churchill Downs. It'll be in the right adjacent to the race book, the lounge there, the Grandview Lounge. It'll be in the lounge there, so you'll have a nice seating, etc. Just if you were going to watch some entertainers, we'll be there in the lounge for you there. That's on Friday night, and then of course Saturday the Kentucky Derby in the ballroom, and it's all free. Got to park your car free. You come into the book, it's free. You go into the lounge to get the seminar, it's free. You go up to the big ballroom the next day for the Kentucky Derby party, it's free. All just for celebrating America's most famous horse race. So make your plans now on coming here to be with us on all of the great festivities that surround the Kentucky Derby. And possibly, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a special Kentucky Derby preview show here and only here at the South Point Studio streaming at YouTube. We're going to have a special Kentucky Derby show probably on that Thursday before the Derby. So keep all of that in mind. Make sure you're making your plans. Do it early and get set and ready to enjoy the Kentucky Derby, the 150th Kentucky Derby with us, that's for sure. All right, on today's show, by popular demand, Jonathan Hardoon is back. Boy, he's got to live up to it, don't he, with the two nice winners yesterday. Rich Eng's going to join us today because Santa Anita is racing today. John Lenda will be with us, as well as Jerry Jackowitz. I want to remind everybody that, again, in case you haven't been living in a hermetically sealed bowl somewhere or something, there won't be any racing on Saturday, tomorrow at Santa Anita. They're expecting rain to start rolling through there sometime today and passing overnight into tomorrow. So the Big Cap Day that has 4 tremendous stakes races, including the San Felipe with the Kentucky Derby points, although I don't think there'll be any Kentucky Derby points given out because Bob Baffert has 3 of the 5 entered in the race, but nevertheless, it is the San Felipe along with the Big Cap, the Santa Anita Handicap, a couple of more nice stakes races. All that card, that entire Saturday Big Cap Day card, has been moved to Sunday. So those races will be conducted on Sunday. The races that were supposed to be conducted on Sunday is going to move to a special Monday card at Santa Anita this coming Monday, but there will be no racing there tomorrow. As well, for those quarter horse fans in Southern California, Los Alamitos has decided not to race tomorrow night as well. They will have no racing tomorrow night at Los Alamitos. They will also return on Sunday. So that's the latest on the cancellations because there's another rainstorm coming through in Southern California. As far as we're here in Las Vegas, right now it's 52 degrees. For the upcoming week, for the 7-day forecast, we're going to have the lows in the 40s overnight and the high between the high 30s and the low 40s overnight, and then low to high 60s throughout the entire week. So that's the plan here. We are going to have some wind. The wind started out this morning. We're going to have some wind here through Las Vegas over the weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, but otherwise it'll be clear and nice. It's always fast, firm, and perfect in the race books, though, and that's where we'll be here at the South Point in the race book. All right, Jonathan Hardoon. Look at this, folks. I got to tell you. So we get to a couple of picks yesterday on the show, and he goes first to Aqueduct. Now, he gives us a horse at Aqueduct, and while he's giving us the horse at Aqueduct, the scratches come up at Aqueduct. And while he's talking about a horse that he wants to give out at Aqueduct, that horse is scratched. So after I interrupted him and said, Jonathan, I'm sorry, but your horse is scratched, he came up with an alternate horse. He's always prepared for an alternate horse on the show. He comes up with the alternate horse in the 6th race, Boss Making Boss Moves, and that horse did. The boss made the boss move and got the win in the 6th race at Aqueduct, paying $18.80 for a $2 win mutual, beating the prohibitive favorite in that race, by the way, as well. So Boss Making Boss Moves, and the boss, Jonathan Hardoon, made the right move to give us that horse yesterday. And then his second selection at Gulfstream, that was in the 8th race, the man up front, and the man up front wound up front and in the winner's circle. He also won the 8th race. Luis Saez aboard for that one, beating again the prohibitive 3-5 favorite in that race. So Jonathan went right up against two prohibitive favorites and won them both. The man up front paid $14.80. So you want to give him a big congratulations there for Jonathan Hardoon, not only picking two winners on the show, but picking two winners that beat down those filthy favorites that we like to beat on the show, that's for sure. So with that going on, Jonathan now is in the hot spot because we're going to try to get some more winners out of him today. We're going to go over a few races, by the way, that'll be run on Saturday. That will not be the Kentucky Derby prep races. We're going to save that for tomorrow, Saturday, for the 3 prep races with the Kentucky Derby points for tomorrow, Saturday. But there's a couple of key stakes races as well tomorrow. Don't forget, Gulfstream Park, out of their racing card, they got 9 stakes races, 9 of them, 4 grade 3s, 4 grade 2s, and 1 other stakes race. And so we're going to go over the Kentucky Oaks races that have Kentucky Oaks points, and that'll be the Devonna Dale at Gulfstream and the Busher Stakes out at Aqueduct. A couple of nice other stakes races on those cards as well that Jonathan likes, good competitive races. So we're going to get started with making our move to take a look at some of those races for tomorrow, but of course we'll wait for the Derby prep races on tomorrow's show. And as far as that's concerned, like I said, the San Felipe, the Big Cap, and those races that were scheduled for tomorrow will be moved to Sunday at Santa Anita. And, by the way, the Preakness Future Book pool is now open, and we might very well check on that. We'll wait and see about that. That's a ways away, though. We got to get to the Kentucky Derby first. So Jonathan will be with us. Rich Eng, as I say, John Lindo, checking in from Southern California, and Jerry J. Of course, you still have your racing menu and all that other good stuff. So without any further ado, we're going to go to our first break. We got to get to Jonathan. We'll be right back with your racing menu, etc. Don't go away. We're just starting off on our Friday Race Day Las Vegas show with you here at the South Point Studios. Don't go away.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
from the South Point studio. The perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yeah. I am beautiful. And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock. I go, ah! Ah! Oh!
Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. A couple of things before we get started with the racing menu. As far as the Santa Anita Handicap is concerned, again, that'll be run on Sunday. There was a horse that was shipping over for Saffie Joseph Jr. That horse, O'Connor, was shipped to California to compete in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap, but he took ill on the flight and was forced to skip the race. So he got ill on the plane ride over. He's at Santa Anita, but he will not be running in the big cap on now Sunday. That's for sure. And another quick note about any horses on today. Today there is a special big stake, should be a stakes race. It's an allowance race at Gulfstream Park. And at Gulfstream Park, of course, we were talking about that race where they have an allowance race. It's the 7th race on the card at 1 1/8 for 3-year-olds. It's an optional claim or allowance, but nobody's putting them in for a claim. Anyhow, there were 7 horses in that race. A couple of these horses would have been in the Fountain of Youth if this race was not in the condition book. But some of the trainers decided maybe they'll go in this race to prepare for the Florida Derby. So in this race, however, Todd Pletcher decided yesterday for sure that he cross-entered Speakeasy, was going to be one of the favorites in the Fountain of Youth tomorrow. He was also 3-5 on the morning line in that allowance race today at Gulfstream. Cross-entered them both, but that horse will be scratched in the allowance race today. He goes in the Fountain of Youth. And so now Conquest Warrior, another horse that's on the Kentucky Derby Trail, will probably be the favorite in that race. So let's get started with the racing menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook, simulcast centers, and racetracks around the country. Want to remind you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on this racing menu each and every day reflect out of the Pacific time zone because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas in the Pacific time zone. These will be the first post times that roll out in our Racebook here today. If you're listening on the multitude of all of those platforms that we welcomed at the top of the show, we know there's a lot of you in different time zones, so just adjust to the Pacific time zone from wherever you're at to make sure you're right on the mark. We don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? First post times are Pacific. So here we go. We begin with Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay Downs has a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $19,434. First post time for 9 races at Tampa Bay, set at 9:20 this morning. Laurel Park. They have a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $3,221. They have 9 races at Laurel Park, and they have a first post time of 9:25. Then we do get to Gulfstream Park. Now, Gulfstream Park has 9 races. Their first post time is 10:10, and they have a big carryover in their pick 6 jackpot. $614,171 is the pick 6 jackpot at Gulfstream Park today. They expect the pool to get around $800,000. Now, remember, if they don't hit it with a single ticket today, if they don't hit it with a single ticket tomorrow, that big jackpot's going to carry over as a mandatory payoff off of the next 2 days and the big racing day tomorrow into Sunday. And then the jackpot will definitely be in the millions of dollars. So remember that. Today, it's, like I said, $614,171. And the carryover, the pool should be around $800,000 today. Now, they have 9 races. And, of course, like we said, the 7th race is the key race of the day. That's the allowance race at 1 1/8. There'll be now 6 going to the post in that one. Scratch the 3 Speakeasy, the 3-5 morning line favorite. Now at 5-2, and certainly going to be less than that, is the favorite Conquest Warrior with Jose Ortiz. That's the 7th, 9 races overall at Gulfstream, and a first post time of 10:10 today. Aqueduct, the big A in New York. Well, Aqueduct in New York, their first post time is 10:20 today. It is mostly sunny in New York, 39 degrees at post time, and of course, no carryovers there. Aqueduct's first post time for 8 races is at 10:20 at the Big A. Then we go to Oak Lawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Oak Lawn Park has 10 races. Good competitive card today, and full fields for the most part. First post time at Oak Lawn Park is set at 10:30. And, I got to remind everybody out there that the pick fives, et cetera, there, they don't carry over. What they do is if you don't have 5 out of 5 in any of the pick fives or pick fours there, they pay the full pool out with the next best tickets. So keep that in mind when you're playing Oak Lawn Park. All right, Fairgrounds, they have 8 races today at the Fairgrounds. They got a regular pick 6 carryover. That's $4,239. First post time at the Fairgrounds, 10:45 for 8 races. Then we'll go to Sunland Park. Sunland Park has 9 races, all thoroughbreds today at Sunland. They have a carryover in the Super High 5, $1,236, and they have a regular pick 5 carryover at Sunland, and that is $1,438. Not a jackpot, a regular carryover in the pick 5. Again, $1,438. First post time, Sunland, 9 races, 11:25. Then we get to Santa Anita. Yep, they're going to race today at Santa Anita. Not tomorrow, but today. 9 races today at Santa Anita, even though they say sometime throughout today at Santa Anita, they're going to have a 60% chance of rain. So we'll wait and see how far we get. I'm pretty sure we'll get through the card today. First post time at Santa Anita is set at 12:30 for their 9 race card today. Santa Anita, 12:30. Golden Gate is next. They've got 7 races in Northern California. Don't have to worry about the weather there. They're on that all-weather surface tappeta footing there. 7 races today. First post time at Golden Gate is set at 1:45. 1:45 at Golden Gate today for just 7 races. Then we go to Turfway Park. Turfway Park has a Super High 5 carryover. That Super High 5 carryover, $10,758. A pick 6 jackpot carryover of $46,356. 9 races, first post time 2:55. Then we get to Penn National. 7 races at Penn Nat. They've got a Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $2,616. First post time Penn National's 3 p.m. And then we go to Charlestown Racecourse. Charlestown has 8 races today with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $10,679. 8 races and a first post time of 4 p.m. And that is the racing menu for today, Friday. This very first day of March, we leaped right over from yesterday. We leaped into today, the first day of March. And you know what happens later on in this month? March Madness, that's for sure. All right, let's bring in the guy with madness and winners is Jonathan Hardoon. Jonathan, congratulations and good morning.
Thank you, Ralph, and you certainly get an assist because if you didn't catch that scratch, no one was getting the $18 winner. So you get an assist, no question about it. Good job, Ralph.
However, I want to remind everybody that they would have got that $18 winner if they buy your sheet, the Jonathan's sheet. He covers all the races. So, folks, they give us a pick, the handicappers do, off of their sheets. But remember, the full sheets with all that good information from top to bottom in every race is available. Jonathan, tell them where it's available again.
At the website, JONHARDOON.com.
And, of course, you had a full sheet yesterday at Aqueduct, along with the winner you gave us. Nice price winners, too. And the thing that warmed my heart? You beat the filthy favorite, odds-on favorite in both of those races. That's what I like.
Well, we try to do that. We look for value, and that's the name of the game. If you want to have any chance to win, you have to look for value. So we try to find value, and we got lucky yesterday. And again, you certainly get an assist.
Well, I can tell you this, Jonathan, without a doubt. I know that when you left the show yesterday, you started on the grind right away because you got 4 sheets that are coming out tomorrow. You got a multitude of all these great stakes races that are running tomorrow, and you wanted to do all of that work. And naturally, we can't go over all of those races tomorrow. We'll save the Kentucky Derby leaderboard point races, at least those 3 that are happening tomorrow. But there are 2 races for the Kentucky Oaks that have Kentucky Oaks leaderboard points. And I know that you like 2 other races on the undercards there. So we're going to attack those races today. So I guess we'll go to the 7th race at Aqueduct tomorrow, and that'll be the Busher. And the Busher Stakes is for the 3-year-old fillies. It's at a mile, and that'll be holding the 50 points for the Kentucky Oaks. And I know you did the work, and there's 7 in it before scratches. So what are we doing there?
Yeah, not much value there, Ralph. The favorite, number 6, Joy's Pride, 3-year-old filly from the Georgia Braille barn. She has 3 career starts, and she's run very well in all 3 of them. She's going to be a very short price, but she looks like a single to me. If you're looking for exactas, you can go Jody's Pride over the 2 Gin Gin and the 7 Carmelina, 6-2-6-7 in the 7th race tomorrow, the Busher Invitational at Aqueduct.
All right, that looks like it is going to be a short-priced horse, that's for sure. Staying in Aqueduct before we move on to Gulfstream Park, let's go to we'll go to the Tom Fool, the 9th race there, which is a sprint. And the Tom Fool is a grade 3 at 6 furlongs, and it highlights the best sprinters, at least at this time in training, in the New York circuit. And they got a pretty good field. They got 8 in the race there. And I know the favorite at 9-5 is Rockney, but there's some good sprinters in that race.
Yeah, it's a terrific betting race because when you find a race, Ralph, where you don't like the first or second choice, and that's the situation. I don't like Rockney at all, and I don't like Durante. Durante at least has somewhat of a shot. I don't think Rockney has any shot, to be honest with you. The horse moves way up on a wet track. It's going to be fast tomorrow. I like the number 6 horse in there, 24 Mamba, a 5-year-old gelding from the Charlton Baker barn. He's listed at 8-1 on the morning line. I would play exactas using number 6, 24 Mamba, with the 2, Listen to Your Heart, and the 3, Super Chow. 6 with the 2 and 3, beating the favorite Rockney in tomorrow's Tom Fool.
Well, I got to tell you, you're not only beating Rockney, but you're beating the second choice at 7-2 in Durante. And, of course, as you say, the 6 horse, 24 Mamba. Dylan Davis is going to ride that horse. Nice 8-1 on the morning line. So the 6 over the 2-3 in that 9th race at Aqueduct. That is the Tom Fool. Then we'll go to Gulfstream Park. They got a ton of stakes races at Gulfstream Park tomorrow, and all really great stakes races. But we'll start out with the 7th race as they move through the card. The 7th race will be the McDermott. And that is at 1 3/8 on the turf. And I guess all systems are go for the grass tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. It's kind of a marathon. It's 1 3/8, so that's a little longer than most of the horses travel these days. On the turf, as I say, in a full field of 10 in this race. And I guess the first thing you always look like is, does Chad Brown have any horses in the race? But he doesn't. But Todd Pletcher has a few, and so does Mike Maker.
Yeah, and we like George Delgado there, number 10, King Max, a 5-year-old. This horse just continues to improve with each start. Either one of his last 2 races win this race. He's listed at 9-2 on the morning line. It's a tough post, winning from the 10 post at 1 3/8, but he's got enough early speed to get some position there early, and I like number 10, King Max, 9-2 on the morning line to win the McDermott, 7th race at Gulfstream.
The horse Kingman is an Irish bred, and the jockey is David Egan. Do you know anything about that rider?
Yeah, he's been riding at Gulfstream the whole meet, and he's winning some races. He's starting to pick up more business every day. So the more he rides, the better he'll get, I guess.
Well, of any of the other horses, if the folks want to maybe key the 10 in exactas, you have any thoughts there?
Yeah, you could use the 1 main event and the 2 Anglophile, 10 with the 1 and 2.
All right, the 10 with the 1 and 2 in that race. And, of course, that'll be the McDermott there at Gulfstream Park. And like I say, there's a ton of stakes races at Gulfstream Park tomorrow. Now, you got 4 stakes races at Aqueduct, and of course, the Gotham is the one for the 3-year-old colts. We'll do that tomorrow for the Kentucky Derby. But the Busher Stakes at a mile is a race that's going to hold 50 Kentucky Oaks points for the 3-year-old fillies. And you have 7 in that race, and a big, huge 7-5 favorite, 4-5 favorite on the morning line in that one. Jody's Pride, and again, Jose Lascano riding there. For
I thought we were doing the Devona Dale. You threw me a curveball. What race are we doing?
I'm sorry. I thought we were going to do the Busher. We already did the Busher.
We did the Busher.
I am sorry.
That's okay.
I have them out
Let's
of
go
line
to
here.
Devona Dale.
Let's go to
yeah.
Why don't we go to Devona Dale? There you go.
It's early, Ralph. The show just started.
But I do want to remind everybody this is also a Kentucky Oaks 50-pointer too, and the Devona Dale is at a mile there at Gulfstream, and that'll be a 1-turn mile. They come out of a chute in that race, and there's 8 in that race too. But there is no 4-5 favorite. The 7-5 favorite there is just FYI. That was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly winner. And in that race, he's going to go up against Leslie's Rose, who has been doing some good work on the racetrack. She's 8-5. So you got 2 horses in there that look like they're going to vie for not only favoritism, but might be a duel down the stretch. How do you see it?
Well, just FYI, he's done nothing wrong. She's 3 for 3. She won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly race, but she's coming off of a layoff. And as we try to preach on this show, if you're going to try to beat these short-priced horses, you want to beat them in their first race back. That's why I went to number 2, Leslie's Rose. She has 2 starts for Pletcher, and she's been extremely impressive in both of them. Obviously, she's going up against just FYI. So, she's going to get the test, but I think she's going to pass the test. She got Irod Ortiz aboard to ride, and she's listed as the second choice, 8-5 on the morning line. I think just FYI will be more like 4-5, to be honest with you. So there may be a little value with Leslie's Rose, but I think tomorrow's the day for Leslie's Rose.
Okay, and I would imagine that if we want to lock up an exacta, we'd have to put just FYI in the second spot, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it's probably a better race to watch, Ralph, than to be betting on, to be honest with you, because there really isn't much value, and you're choosing between the 2 top choices.
And, let's be perfectly honest with you. It's a great race for the leaderboard for the Kentucky Oaks, but there are so many great stakes races, too, throughout the entire card tomorrow at Gulfstream that this might be a race that you use as a singleton to get through the race over race bets, I would think.
Right, and your horizontal bets. They have 9 stakes out of the 14 races tomorrow. 9 stakes.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day of racing down there. And the good thing about it, Jonathan, is the fact that the weather is going to be nice finally down there as well. Okay, well now we need a couple of picks for today because we're going to keep that roll going because we got a lot of races to bet tomorrow, like you said at Gulfstream Park. So what are we doing today?
Well, we're going to look at the 5th race today at Aqueduct. It's a mile on the main track, and I like the number 7 horse in here, Halo City. This is a 7-year-old mare from the Peter Walder barn. Kendrick Carmouche aboard to ride. She's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. She's a pick 5 single. She was totally against the track last time out. Speed was the way to go, and this horse came from behind and actually ran sneaky well. Again, she's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. Kendrick Carmouche aboard to ride. Single number 7, Halo City, in the 5th race today out at Aqueduct.
Big A, number 7 is the key. That'll be the anchor in the early pick 4 and early pick 5 and part of the pick 6, start of the late pick 4 and part of the late pick 5. So that's a pivotal race today, the 5th race there at Aqueduct, the 7, Halo City with Kendrick Carmouche aboard. And what about Santa Anita?
We're going to look at the first race, but this selection is for turf only. I'm not sure what the weather is. Like you said, there's a 60% chance of rain. So if the race comes off the turf, there is no play, but hopefully the race stays on the grass. And I like the number 5 horse in here. Keep moving on. This is a 3-year-old gelding, makes his first start for trainer Ian Krujak. Umberto Rispoli aboard to ride. He's listed at 5-1 on the morning line. He's an improving horse, getting better with each start. Number 5, Keep Moving On, wins today's opener out at Santa Anita.
First post is 12:30 at Santa Anita in the opener on the turf. The 5, Keep Moving On, is Jonathan Hardoon's play for the race day listeners for turf only. Now, remember, he's got 4 sheets today, Santa Anita, Gulfstream, Aqueduct, and Oak Lawn Park. He'll have plenty of sheets tomorrow as well. Just a quick thought, Jonathan, before I let you leave. That allowance race at Gulfstream Park with the defection of Speakeasy, is it just handing it over to Conquest Warrior?
Yeah, the only horse that has any shot to beat him would be the rail horse, but you're talking about, again, a 3 to 5 shot.
Yeah.
It's another good race to probably be watching.
Okay, you got it, my man. Great yeoman's job yesterday and great work today. And, of course, we know that you're doing a lot of work there each day with your sheets. So pick up his sheets, because not only the horses here that he gives on the show, but there's plenty of good product there and winners there as well. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right, we're going to come right back with Rich Eng, so don't go away.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023, because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos with another big weekend of stakes trials racing action. The best fillies in the nation will race in the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Oaks on Saturday night. Kindergarten winner, Double Down 1, 2, 3 stakes winner Asher, and graded stakes finalists Check-In Cartel and Southern Divine will be in action. On Sunday night, top sophomores will be in the trials to the Grade 2 El Primero del Año Derby. Trial hopefuls include Grade 1 Edberg Million winner Political Rivalry and Wild West winner 5 Bar Supreme. The horses with the 10 fastest times for each race will advance to the finals on March 24th and 25th. And as always, Los Alamitos will feature night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours, and the $10,000 pick six promo on Sundays if there's not a carryover. Enjoy the best of daytime simulcast racing at Los Alamitos. For Vessels Club reservations, call 714-820-2681. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos.
From the South Point studio, the perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yes. I am beautiful. And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock. I go, ah! Ah! Oh!
Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
Back on a busy Friday Race Day Las Vegas show. I want to remind you guys that there's plenty of other great shows on the South Point Studio Network here at the South Point Studios here on YouTube. Punchlines with Frank Nicotero, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, noon to 1 o'clock. Then another new show. It's called Gone Racing on Thursdays at 10 a.m. You're going to love this show. Gone Racing is a great show, and it features Brendan Gaughan here. And for auto racing a lot. And then, of course, we have Sports by the Book, 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 3 to 4. and Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 to 10 a.m. All great shows here on the South Point Studios Network at YouTube. All righty. I do, folks, I do have an offer from Dave Valento coming up right after Rich Eng will put it up on the screen, and I'll tell you how to get it. Dave Valento's Track Phantom sheets is being offered to you, the Race Day listeners, today, free of charge. We'll get to that in a minute, but let's go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie.
Well, I know that you've been studying, doing a lot of work for March Madness, and so we'll tap on you as that gets closer. We're already into day one in March, and of course the conference basketball championships will start, and then the selection show, and then the big field of I believe 68 overall in the March Madness. But you also do handicapping for Santa Anita when it's running, and it's running today. And so, Richie, I'll just ask you who you like at Santa Anita today.
Well, I guess I'm jumping in front of a freight train because my pick is in the first race. And, John's been hotter than a you-know-what.
Yeah.
But my pick in the first race was the number 2x4, who's making his debut on the grass. He's a clubhouse ride. Flavion Pratt's riding. Also going long for the 2 turns for the first time. So, anyway, that's who I was going to give out. Maybe we'll do a Siraco play.
We are. Sure, we are certainly going to do that. First race is 12:30. Rich Eng's play is number 2, 2x4. That's the name of the horse, 2x4. The number is 2. And, of course, with Jonathan coming earlier with the 5, I'm going to do the 2-5 exacta box in the first race. And if you're going to put your early pick 5 together, all you got to do is go 2 deep in the first race, the 2 and the 5. Now, don't forget, folks, Rich Eng's entire sheet for today at Santa Anita is available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. And, of course, Richie, we'll let you get back to work on doing all that studying for this big March Madness coming up.
Yeah, the first tournament, conference tournament, starts on March 4th, the Atlantic Sun.
Ooh.
And then every day then on, another tournament starts. And there's 5 of them that are going to be hosted by Las Vegas. So if you see a lot of tall teenage kids walking around the next 2 weeks, you'll know they're in the conferences.
Not to mention that, Richie, and when it gets started, we'll expect a pick or 2 from you on those as well. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, now I want to give an offer. There was an offer made by Dave Valento, Track Phantom, today. He says you can get a free sheet for today's racing at Santa Anita, his selections. You go to trackphantom.com. It's right there on the screen now, trackphantom.com. Click on the Store tab, Store, the Store tab. Then click on the product, which is Santa Anita, Friday 3-1. And then during the checkout process, when you come to the area for the promo code, you put that in. The promo code is 409. Again, the promo code 409, and it'll waive the fee, and you'll get the sheet for nothing. Again, go to trackphantom.com, click Store, click Santa Anita, and then when you get to the checkout, hit the promo code, go to the promo code 409. 409 promo code. You'll get it for free today. We want to thank Dave Valento, Track Phantom, for that offer exclusively for the Race Day listeners on this show for today. Now we're going to go to John Lendo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Weather.
No rain so far. We should be good today, fast and firm, and the rain is supposed to come in tonight at Santa Anita, and we'll see how much rain we get, but it doesn't matter. We're not running Saturday anyways.
Now, the weather predictions say it's about 60% chance that you're going to get rain in the area of Santa Anita today. But is that talking about later on today?
Yeah, I think so. I know that it has not rained at the racetrack today, and it's sunny outside here in Carlsbad. So we're not supposed to get as much as they will in up north of us in Arcadia. But right now, nothing. And it's actually supposed to come in tonight. So we should be okay.
All right, so you got a Linda report. Remember, all these Linda reports can only be had in one place here in Las Vegas. It's at the South Point Racebook right behind us. It is free of charge, exclusively here, complimentary for the patrons here because they love horse racing. They love race players, and, of course, they love John Lendo's Linda report. Now, John, you have a report today for Santa Anita. You are going to have one tomorrow for Santa Anita and Gulfstream. So now you just got Gulfstream tomorrow. And then you come back on Sunday with Santa Anita. And I guess now that they have a Monday card, even though we don't have a show, you'll have a Monday Linda report?
Right, we'll do Santa Anita on Monday. So, and then Sunday we'll have that coast-to-coast pick 5 between Gulfstream and Santa Anita, which obviously we can't have tomorrow.
Okay, you got it, my man. Taking a look at Santa Anita, you need to give updates when we begin a racing week at Santa Anita on the jockey trainer standings.
Yeah, the leading jockey right now, Juan Hernandez, 33 wins. Flavian Prat right behind with 32. And rounding out the top 3, Antonio Frizu has 30 wins. As far as the trainers go, Mark Ladd having a huge meet. He's got 20 winners so far. Doug O'Neill has 18. And then you have Phil D'Amato and Steve Knapp. They've each got 16 winners.
Okay, I got to ask you.
Favorites dipped all the way down to 46% for the meet last week, Ralph.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dipping. It might have dipped. It ain't dipped far enough though. We gotta get some of those price horses in. That's for sure. 46%. Wow. Hey, Kimura and Drayden Van Dyke on the bench.
Yeah, they're sitting out today. Both have one of those he's a whip suspensions. Kimura had a 1 strike over the limit. Drayden probably knew he was going to get the day. He took three extra strikes on a horse last week.
John, now we know that Dan Blacker has started a 90-day suspension for his not reporting a lot of workouts in the past with HISA. So he got a suspension and a fine. But now his barn goes to his assistant trainer. So when they see his name in the program, they are Dan Blacker's horses, right?
Right. The CHRB did not require him to disperse the barn. So his assistant trainer, Juan Lenderos, will be the name that you see on the program for the Dan Blacker stable during the suspension period.
All right. Okay, John, I know that you're doing a lot of work for Gulfstream Park tomorrow as well. It's going to be a hell of a day, especially now that it's going to be all like Gulfstream Park, and that's it. We'll have to wait till Sunday to get the second half of the big blockbuster day with the big cap. Sorry to see that Safi Joseph Jr.'s horse that shipped out for the big cap took ill.
Yeah, he got shipping fever, nothing major, but it's enough that he won't be able to run. And one other note for tomorrow on the 3-year-old preps, Ralph, in the Gotham Stakes in New York, John Sadler's horse, Slider, came up with a sore foot this morning, according to West Point Thoroughbreds. So he is out of the Gotham tomorrow.
Oh, my. So Slider is out of the Gotham. That's a kind of, sad news. I kind of wanted to see him run in that race, but sore foot will keep him out. And I'm sure that any other late scratches will appear tomorrow as well. Now we'll get a selection from you at Santa Anita, and we'll let you get back to work.
Let's go to the 8th race today. Number 10, Mike Operator, had won 3 races on the dirt. Tried to turf route last time. That was no good. Chased a ridiculous pace and stopped. Gets back on the dirt, drops to the proper level today. He doesn't need the lead to win. If he wants, he can probably follow Mastermind, the other speed horse. From the outside, he's got options. 4-1 on the program. Look for number 10, Mike Operator, to bounce back. Race 8, Santa Anita.
8th race, number 10, Mike Operator, I should say. Number 10, Mike Operator. The play from John Lendo on the sheet. 8th race, the 10 horse. Don't forget to get the rest. You can get it here at the South Point free of charge, but only here in Las Vegas. One place gets the John Lendo report. That's here at the South Point Racebook. Hey, thanks a lot, John. And we will talk to you tomorrow on a big day at Gulfstream.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz. Going to blow off the last commercial break. We're going to go right to Jerry Jackowitz. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well,
let's just blow it off.
Yeah, we got to get you on. We got to blow it off. We went a little bit long on the other, looking at a lot of. We took a look at 4 different races from tomorrow on today's show because we've got a lot of those Derby prep races to go for tomorrow. So we're trying to get as much as we can.
How can you not? They're focal points on what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So sure.
Yeah. We did other races today because there's like 9 stakes races tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. So we decided to pick up a few of those races today, and then we'll concentrate on the prep races tomorrow. I know that you don't go reaching out to other racetracks during the prep period, although you keep track of those races because you will do a power page certainly for the Kentucky Derby and maybe the Kentucky Oaks, but there will be the Gotham tomorrow at Aqueduct. So we'll tap you on the shoulder for that as you do the power pages for Aqueduct Racetrack. All righty. Well, we might as well get started with some plays today.
Yeah, we absolutely should. At Aqueduct, by the way, yesterday we had a perfect example of improving your play by bringing somebody else's idea into yours. Unfortunately, my idea didn't pan out, but John's
horse came and paid $18.80. So
yeah, and
that's one of the ways you improve your game.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, if your horse would have moved a little bit earlier, he finished fourth, but he was not far away from finishing second. That would have been a nice exacta box for the show, that's for sure. But today's another day.
He was certainly less than I expected, that's for sure.
All right, go ahead.
Let's go today's seventh race. In fact, we're going to do the seventh race at both tracks. We're going to the seventh at Aqueduct. We pick up Life Changer, who's run some really big numbers for this class. Gets a little class drop today. Ran a really good race last time out. Was in with a good group, and I think sort of towers over these. We see a 7-2 morning line, and gee, I could go down to 8-5 on him. I really like Life Changer an awful lot. Kendrick stays. So I'll take the 5 over the 1-2-7. I'm really going for smaller reverses here because I'm really focused on the win bet here, and I'll take 2-1, like I said.
All right, the late scratches just came in for Aqueduct. Now, the 5 is still there. Life Changer is still in the race. But number 1, the straight one, Gentleman Joe has been scratched. The 1A does go, and the 2 has been scratched. So you got the 1 and the 2 scratched in that race. So do you want to just stick with 1 exacta then?
Well, I'll stick with the 1A. I'll keep the 1A.
All right, so it'll be 5 with the 1A and what else?
And the 7.
All right, 5 with 1A and 7. Now, obviously, folks, when you go to the window, you say the 5 over 1-7. There is no 1A in the ticket writer there, but be noted that it's not the 1 Gentleman Joe. It'll be the 1A Beach Walker. So the 7 over 1-5, the 5 over 1-7, the 5 over 1-7 in the 7th race at Aqueduct. And now we'll go to Santa Anita.
Okay, we're going to go to the 7th race here. We're going to take number 5, Sakura Flavor. An interesting horse. Filly, I should say, has gone 1.25 miles on the turf the last 2 times. This is a little softer company. And they put blinkers on the horse. Usually for distance races, they're more apt to take blinkers off. But the blinkers go on. And that tells me that Anthony Frisue went to Patrick Gallagher and said, let's try blinkers. I think that'll improve. I think this horse really this filly is a little better than these and certainly gets the distance. So we'll take the 5 in race number 7 as a good win bet. Play the 5 over the 1-4-7. Do reverses 1-4-7 back over the 5. 5-2 seems like a real edge here. Maybe 2-1 I'll go down to.
All right, in the 7th race today at Santa Anita, you like the 5, Sakura Flavor. The 5 over 1, 4, and 7, and reverse. The 5 is the key. Now, Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Santa Anita and Aqueduct today, as it normally is in Southern California and New York, available at jerryjspowerpage.com. If I can have our guy put up the screen again for the free offer that we have on today's show, we'll do that real quick. Today, Track Phantom Dave Valento gave us a free offer for the race day listeners, and that is you can get his trackphantom.com, Track Phantom sheet, his handicapping sheet for today at Santa Anita by doing this. Go to trackphantom.com. It's on the screen right now. Go to trackphantom.com. Click the tab that says Store, S-T-O-R-E, Store. You click that tab. Then you'll get to the products, and actually you'll click Santa Anita Friday 3-1. You'll click that. And then as you go through the process, through the checkout process, when you come to the area that for the promo code, you put in the promo code. The promo code number is 409. Again, 409. That will get you a waiver, and there will be no fee. It'll be free of charge, courtesy of the Phantom there. So we wanted to make sure that you get that again. And Jerry, all I can say is just a quick tease for tomorrow. The Gotham Stakes looks like a pretty wide open event, don't it?
It does. I haven't done it yet, so I'm not going to offer an opinion.
Sure.
But, tomorrow I'll be full of words for you. So.
Well, we know that John.
By the way, I have to say on the Track Phantom, he doesn't have his mask on. Now we know what he looks like.
Yes, that's true. This was the photo we got after COVID. That's for sure. Anyhow, I do want to say that repeating again, that John Lindo just informed us that John Sadler's horse Slider will be scratched in the Gotham tomorrow. Slider will not go. All right, we have wrapped up. we've wrapped up a busy Friday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Hopefully we got you some winners yesterday, and hopefully our guys will stay hot and give us some winners today as we move into the first big weekend of March with this March Madness going on. We hope the madness is also here on Race Day. Don't forget all these great shows on our network. And Jerry's got one more thing to say. He's going to say it fast.
Have a great race day, everybody.